wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings.
Welcome, A Night In Presents family. I'm Charisse. I am co-host of this episode 0, the first podcast, the pilot podcast for A Night In Presents podcast. I'm with Spence, the face,
What up?
the
What's going on,
face
everybody?
of the A Night In Presents family. Spence, how you doing?
I'm
How you
chilling.
feeling?
I'm excited. This is a very exciting venture, and I'm really amped to see, like, not just like how this is received, but really more so just being able to get to know our brothers and sisters more and more, like on a more artistic and even personal level. That's part of the reason why we came up with the podcast idea, to have more of a one-on-one than just the stage interaction, so to speak.
I like it. I like it. When did you come up with this idea to change the direction? Because A Night In Presents didn't start out as a podcast, right?
Nah, it didn't. It actually started out, believe it or not, and I still get people who don't believe me today. So I didn't start writing poetry until December 2020. We just came out of 2021, so December 2020. And I
That
was
is
like, no,
unbelievable.
I appreciate that. I'm starting to take it as a compliment, but it's one of those things where it was like, yeah, like it was something that gravitated me closer to Jehovah and the brotherhood. So it was one of the things that one poem turned into the growth of an entire family. So I'm not mad at that at all. But it started out as an idea to do things for the friend, do an event for the friends where they can come, they can have a night in, so to speak, whereas it was unsafe to go out. Because when we were at the height of the pandemic, everyone was shut in. Everyone was dealing with the emotional toll of not being able to move freely like they used to. And it was just a way that we wanted to give the friends an opportunity to still have that feel of going out and enjoying themselves, but doing so in a safe manner. So that's how the United brand, so to speak, came about. And that's ultimately what led to the shows and where we are now.
Yeah. And now at the podcast. So when did that idea?
So that idea came later in 2021 after we did, I want to say maybe it was like right before Road Trip, which was our third show. It was just a thought of, hey, we want to do a podcast. Like, we want to do something that is more personal. It's something that people enjoy. Like, podcasts are literally like just blowing up. I don't know if it was around
Really.
the
They really are.
pandemic or what, but it was just one of those things where we were like, this will be a dope opportunity to not only do something that people gravitate to, but to do something for an art that is, a lot of people don't know, is gradually on the rise, which is poetry. And we have a number of friends who do poetry. We have a number of friends who have other artistic abilities. And we wanted to give a platform to highlight that on a more individual level than just the United stage.
Mm-hmm. And you have done. So, question. What's the goal of the podcast? Is it entertainment? Is it information? Is it infotainment?
So it's a little bit of everything, honestly. It's really a platform that we're utilizing to, again, like I said, get closer with the friends, to be able to get closer on a more personal level with their brothers and sisters. And it's also a platform for them to be able to share their craft, because there are a lot of friends who took a lot from the roundtable that we had back in December. And there are a lot of friends who have brands and have products, books, merchandise, poetry. Like, they are awesome writers, and they may not necessarily know how to catapult that for it to be profitable for them, to start that entrepreneurial ball, getting that to roll, so to speak. So the podcast we are putting together to give them an opportunity to express themselves about their art, about their brand, and to ultimately share what they have as well. And I don't know if you're going to ask me about it, but the podcast is actually strategically set up to do that, to get the info, but to also get a show out of it as well.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for you to bring that up. So we get to know the behind the bars as we are also getting a little bit of the bars, right? So it's an hour-long show, each episode, each podcast, right? And we have our brothers and we have our sisters lined up from April to October 2022. And that will be released on the YouTube platform for Night In Presents.
Yes. Yeah, so as was ignited on the 1-year anniversary show, we are going to be launching the YouTube channel, the Night In Presents YouTube channel. That's going to have playbacks of our previous 3 events, the 1-year anniversary show, the roundtable, as well as Road Trip, which took place back in October and November. I can't remember off the top, but that is also going to be the platform for the podcast and whatever other endeavors come from the Night In brand. We don't know yet, but this is where we are now. So that is definitely going to be the platform.
Very nice. And are you looking forward to this direction that you've spun off into? Is this something you're highly anticipating?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why? What do you think it's going to be like?
I personally think, I'll say I hope, because I can't think for the audience, because as we know, even though we're friends, even though we're brothers and sisters, sometimes as audience members, we gravitate to what we relate to or what we appreciate or what we like more. Some people may not be able to sit down for an entire hour show and things of the sort, but my hope is that it gives our brothers and sisters an opportunity to see themselves as a business, as a brand, as an entity to where they can call their own shots, they can do their thing and actually have their art and their talent speak for them. But most importantly, we hope this is an opportunity. I hope this is an opportunity for us to get to know them on a more personal level as well. Because one thing that nearly every event that I've been to is I hear tirelessly, Jehovah's people are super talented. Jehovah's people are in a league of their own when it comes to the arts, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to writing, when it comes to many levels of creativity. And that's not by accident. So my hope is that they are able to have that catapult, so to speak, to launch their brand and be their own bosses and run their own organization, because they are their own organization at that point from the business standpoint. But also us as brothers and sisters have the opportunity to grow closer, because, and I'm sorry for being so long-winded, this is just something I'm very passionate about, because one thing I continue to remind myself is when we think about the effects of this pandemic, we think about all the negatives from time to time, but one thing we cannot overlook is the positive that came from it. Like, you yourself are in a different part of the country right now. You live in a different part of the country. I do as well. And most of the relationships and friendships that we've developed have been through Zoom, have been through the arts, have been through the creativity that we have as Jehovah's people. And that has brought such a bond together that it really seems inseparable. So we just wanted to give a way for that to be highlighted even more so that others who may not know what to do or how to do it, hopefully reach out or find insight that's needed in order to put themselves in that position as well.
Absolutely, I agree. The arts and the platforms that we've been able to witness come in and out of our brothers and sisters during this time have been life-saving.
Absolutely.
Onto that spiritual paradise, seeing everybody kind of flourish in their creative juices has been awesome. So I look forward to being your co-host. You'll be hosting our brothers, I'll be hosting our sisters, and our panelists that are already lined up.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing things on their plate. So I look forward to putting that out there. That's one of the reasons I agreed to be a co-host when you came to me about it last year. I believe it was right at the road trip as well, which I had the honor of being a guest on. It was an absolutely amazing show. I can't wait for the playback to be out there. So what I'm looking forward to is an opportunity to not just showcase the art and the person, but the discipline involved. There is a discipline, and we talked about this a bit during the Anida Presents panel for, why am I drawing a blank? What was the last one of 2021?
The round table?
Round table. Thank you.
Yeah, the round table.
I'll cut that in. So for the round table 2021, that was an amazing opportunity for people, like you said, to see, how do I accomplish the things I want to? How do I remain humble and still remain true to myself? How do I, maintain my priorities with this situation? So I'm looking forward to those conversations. I think that brings a lot to bear for people who are still thinking about it and looking for a way to have an outlet and looking for the way to stay faithful in this time of the end. I know that with chaotic times like we are seeing, the arts go a long way towards sanity and lucidity. So, and our brothers and sisters just do a phenomenal job of keeping Jehovah in front of them. So I can't wait to showcase that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a very important point that you just brought out. And it actually, I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying exactly what I mean with what I said. In no way, shape, or form are we trying to promote using a God-given gift as a cash cow, because not one of our brothers and sisters, at least that I've seen, has shared their creative abilities in a manner where they're looking to get rich or to become materially wealthy. It has been a means of encouragement, but it's also been a means to work hard, to be their own bosses, and to not have to rely on this system unnecessarily. Like, it's nothing wrong with being your own brand. It's nothing wrong with being your own business. Everything that Jehovah gives us, everything that we have, is because of what Jehovah gives us. And we can benefit from this world to a point. It's important to remember not to utilize it to try to maximize from this world, but to keep ourselves in a position to where, as you brought out, Sharice, keeping our priorities where they need to be in order to make sure that the spiritual things are our priority, and we are just able to take care of our necessities by means of our creative abilities.
Yes, and that is an exciting journey to talk about. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that my very first guest is going to really be mind-blowing for some people. I am going to be calling as my very first guest. No, I'm not going to tell you. You thought I was going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. No, you just have to wait and see. So I know your lineup, Spence. You've seen my lineup. They don't even know, right? They don't even, but they,
at all.
But they,
you're not ready. You're not ready.
So listen, thank you so much for your time, Spence. And I look forward to the future ahead for Anida Presents family.
Absolutely, sis. Thank you. Thank you. And we're not about to go through this whole discussion and not give a shameless plug that you yourself have your own brand and your own merchandise that you have coming out and already available. Also high, already available. Also whole, coming soon.
Coming soon. By the time this podcast airs, Also Whole's little sister, Also High's little sister, Also Whole, will be out there on Amazon. I am the owner of CC Miller LLC. And thankfully, Jehovah has blessed that thus far, but the minute he doesn't, I'm out. But having said that, I want to encourage you, Spence, with your audiobook, Blooming, to tell us about that project since we shameless plug it.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So yes, as Sharice brought out, I am working on an audio project. It's probably going to be more geared towards the format of an album than an audio book because I don't have an abundance of poetry, but I have very pointed pieces that I'm going to be sharing on this project. Altogether, it's probably going to be about 16 tracks, and it is going to be all a cappella. I do want to put out there that this is not going to be a project for entertainment. This project is very much so me sharing and giving you me. Many of the situations that I've struggled with, that I've had to endure through, and ultimately my survival of those processes and how Jehovah had a hand in getting me to this point where we are now. So I definitely look forward to that. And I'm not going to give you too much because you definitely need to look forward to that album release interview that will be coming later this year.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. So we can't wait. We can't wait. Big things coming. So please, by all means, keep your eye out on the Enlighten Instagram page. Keep your eye out for the link to the YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and absolutely feel free to check out ccsaidthat.com or CC Miller LLC, CC_Miller LLC for anything that might be going on with poetry, with the drop dates, because I will definitely be dropping the dates for when you can look forward to the podcast dates, and as they are dropping, be first to know. Thank you so much, and that family. Thank you, Spence. It was a pleasure.
I appreciate it, sis. Definitely. Thank you.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna